Good morning and welcome to Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Today, the 12th day of May 20. Today, 12th day of March 2024, and today is Tuesday. The time is 2 minutes past the hour of 7. It's time for newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. This morning, we are going to take you through the news making headlines on Nigerian newspapers. But before we do that, let's go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines. Do stay with us.
Do you know that you have the right to quality broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the content of a broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station may lodge a complaint to the station and all right to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street, Asokoro, Abuja, or send a mail via info@nbc.gov.ng. That a complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also, remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that a complaint must reach the NBC within 14 days of the queried broadcast. NBC, your right to quality.
You're welcome back to newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. This morning, we are going to take you through the news making the headlines on The Guardian, Leadership, Vanguard, Punch, Daily Post, Sun, The Nation. This day, and if time permits, we're also going to take a look at Nigerian Tribune newspapers. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080 96661035. You can as well join us on Facebook as well live at Ebonade 103.5 FM. I am Martin. Let's get started with the Guardian newspaper this morning. Tinubu promises to fix farmers' headers a crisis in 3 weeks. Senators in the festive session over Ningi's 3 trillion naira budget padding claim. ICAO begins a security audit of Lagos Abuja airport. Oyo government denies abandoning victims of Ibadan explosion. Gavi to deliver HPV vaccines to 86 million girls by 2025. Sanu threatens strike over unpaid salaries. Whitney, Chrisland School violated child protection policy, court told. Terrorists kill 2 Castina security operatives, injure others. Crime, Cyber Crime Act, a law enforcement bid or witch hunt of journalists. Revoke licenses of non-performing discos. The federal government orders NEC. Ondo Guba poll. Opera as Ayedatiwa supporters adopt red berets as insignia. Ondo Guba poll. Opera as Ayedatiwa's supporters adopt red berets as insignia. Court fixes April 15 to hear applications in Ibeto's case. Investors may forfeit dividends as firms struggle to survive. Assembly urges Sanwo-Olu to employ more neighborhood watch officers over kidnappings. 269 minors, teenagers sexually molested in Ogun last year. Open borders to address food crisis. Kano governor tells Tinubu. Our investigation focused on Emefiele's associations. ICPC witness informs court. Our investigation focused on Emefiele's associates. ICPC witness informs court. Bandits storm Plateau market, kill 7, abduct Chinese in Para. Police arrest commercial motorcyclists for killing officer in Calabar. Lagos begins a removal of chanties, illegal structures in Aja. Buhari hails Tinubu, says Nigeria complex to govern. Kanu governor empowers 1,028 women across 44 local governments. Ramadan. ACF Fayemi Sheba urge play and ACF Fayemi Sheba urge prayers for Nigeria. Ododo preaches love and sacrifice. Ogun sails firm after Ogijo gas explosion. Man nabbed for allegedly killing daughter for money ritual. Small medium enterprises need business-friendly loans, says NICA. Or your government bans use of styrofoam for food packaging. Imo government lost federal government over 3 MTT projects. Ozodinma owns commissioner nominees list. Benue Group writes Tinubu once at list. Benue Group writes Tinubu warns against politicization of farmers' herders conflict in the state. PwC hinges gender parity on inclusion. Man kills neighbor after argument on 200 naira electricity bill. Tinubu pledges 0.5 GDP to research technology. Adebayo tax Tinubu on security. Aduku dies at 80 as Sule mourns Sodangi. Vigilantes apprehend robbery suspect in Delta. NFF warns firms against ambushing Super Eagles, other national teams. NIDCOM congratulates Olatunji on Australian Auditor General appointment. Panelists rally women against gender bias. Falana's wife urges federal government to rescue abducted Kaduna students, avoid repeat of Chibok girls' story. Foundation holds a memorial service for Regina Udo Enyang. Court sentences man to death by hanging for conspiracy, armed robbery. 45-year-old woman found dead in Ondo. Residents escape as overhead water tanks collapse in Anambra. That's the much we can take from the Guardian newspaper this morning. From the Guardian newspaper, we'll flip over to Leadership newspaper. Group pushes for gender equity, social justice for women, girls. Group pushes for gender equity, social justice for women, girls. Troops kill 8 terrorists, destroy IPOB arms factory in Sambisa, Abia. Afenifere to Tinubu, change tactics, go after terrorists, restructure Nigeria. 10 years after, bandit attacks, dent safe schools scheme. Tinubu hold closed-door meeting with IBB in Minna. German embassy, subsea vibes, urge youth inclusivity in biodiversity. Oluchi Harrison, unveiled as newest addition to MTV Day squad. Gas fuel option beckons as Naira depreciation erodes petrol subsidy gains. Tax before Economic Advisory Committee. Alarming mass abduction of school children. Tax, we've taken this. Group pushes for gender equity, social justice for women, girls. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Leadership newspaper this morning. Hardship. Emir of Bauchi seeks prayers for leaders. Foundation seeks more women inclusion in governance. 4 wanted kidnappers arrested in Adamawa. Minister, EFCC to tackle fraud in housing sector. National Association of Nigerian Students demands a probe into mismanagement of Ajokuta Steel. Withheld salaries. Varsity unions begin warning strike March 18th. I was quoted of contest, says Ningi. 10 years after, bandit attacks dent save school scheme. We've taken this. 4 land in EFCC net over credit alert scam in Borno. Tinubu pledges economic opportunities in livestock sector. Delta nurses hail Governor Oborowori over liberation from age-long bondage. Kogi PDP mourns Gabriel Aduku, designer of party's logo. Nimasa DG, Jemos tenor expires, hands over to Opodile. Still on the stories making the headlines on the leadership newspaper this morning. Brunei government adjusts school calendar for Ramadan. Suspected Yahoo boy crushes 2 pupils to death in Ogun. Court sentences man to death for armed robbery, conspiracy. Japa, thousands of Nigerians affected as UK bans health workers from bringing dependents. Troops arrest 3 transnational gun runners, recover arms. Tinubu directs states to implement wage award for workers. That's the much we can take from the leadership newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning from the leadership newspaper, we'll flip over to Vanguard newspaper. Vice Chancellor, Registrar, Bossers not paid, no going back on strike. Sanu, presidential system corrupt, too expensive, Adebanjom's ease. Djokovic stunned by Nadi at Indian Wells. Abductions, some sub-regional forces conspiring against Nigeria's stability. Presidency. It's time to allow Tinubu govern Nigeria, Chepas Okore. International friendlies, Mwabali cleared to face Ghana, Mali. Nasima to governors. Nigeria's food is now cheapest in West Africa region due to Naira fall. Pay wage award till pay wage suspension. Fear God. Senator Karima replies Ningi. I insist 3.7 trillion naira not linked to any project. Senator Ningi. Presidential system corrupt, too expensive, Adebanjo. Abductions, some sub-regional forces conspiring against Nigeria's stability. Presidency. Governors should pay wage award till new minimum wage comes into force. Tinubu. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Suspected ex-convict kills 45-year-old housewife after raping her in Ondo. Troops intercept illegal arms traffic for terrorists in Niger Republic. Kaduna, I hid in shrub like a snake. Kuriga student narrates how he escaped abduction. Unknown gunmen allegedly kills one, attacked council boss in hotel in Why we keep fumbling as a nation. Obiora Okonkwo. Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities to Tinubu, salvage Nigeria's economy now. State of the nation, we can't continue like this. Professor Obiora Okonkwo. Hunger. If federal government fails to secure farmers, food prices will remain high. FACAN. Bitcoin hits fresh record above $71,000. And that's the much we can take from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. I want you to click every time. That's a hand in the one. So why am I doing? I click on anything. Click the camera. Click it. Don't need to click now before I continue. From the Vanguard newspaper, we'll flip over to the Punch newspaper. Tinubu's renewed hope agenda yielding fruits already. President's wife, Abia First Lady, condemns baby factory uncovered in Aba. Updated. Senior Sanu NASU declares 7-day warning strike over withheld salaries. Food crisis. Reopen land borders. Kanu governor urges Tinubu. Enugu governor names CEO. Orders for Electricity Regulatory Commission. Osun Court resumes activities after 3 months Johnson strike. Tinubu to inaugurate aviation agri projects in Mina. Imo CP meets stakeholders over killings of 5 youths. Sokoto, Kaduna school abductions, attack on right to education reps. Ex-Ivory Coast President Gabo to run for presidency again. Bitcoin hits fresh record above 71,000 dollars. ICYM, common mistakes Muslims make during Ramadan. KB flags off construction of 75 housing units. ICYMI, 10 things to abstain from during Ramadan. 12 hospitalized after turbulence on New Zealand-bound flight. Osun approves appointment of new Owa of Ibajo. Zelensky says Oscar-winning Mariupol film depicts Russian terrorism. Tips to get the best of fasting during Ramadan. Oscar 2024 awards. Police. Anambra police comb kidnappers hideout, recover arms. 5 skiers found dead, 1 missing in Sweeps Alps. Ramadan, Gombe. Governor urges Muslims to pray for peace, development. Japa. Nigeria lost 16,000 doctors in 5 years. Minister. Group 6 more projects in Edo oil producing areas. Falana wants justice for 7 killed in customs office stampede. Fresh protest over Chaibu's impeachment plan. Cleric wants Obaseki. From the prices, Tinubu hints at reviving cattle grazing reserves. Makinde approves beaded crowns for Oyo monarchs. Trial of Fubara's loyalists on terrorism offenses resumes in full scale. NLC hails industrial court judgment affirming National Union of Road Transport Workers leadership. Alleged budget pardon. Fear God if you are not afraid of suspension. Karimi tackles Ningi. Nigeria government announces 6,000 megawatts plan to improve power supply. Bandits demand 40 trillion naira ransom on Kaduna captives. Tinubu visits Babangida in Niger. Nigerian government witness admits Emefiele didn't confer corrupt advantage on himself. Budget pardon. Stop jumping into matters without confirming. Presidency, not P2B. Imo government disowns a fresh list of 7 commissioner nominees. Rivers Assembly crisis. Amewele led lawmakers resume sitting. That's the much we can take from the Daily Post newspaper this morning. From the Daily Post newspaper, we'll flip over to the Sun newspaper. Budget pardon allegation. Akpabio's men fight back. Plot against Ningi. Diaspora group plans global protest against Akpabio. Edo APC. They carry 6 nullification of Opebero's candidacy. Stop giving excuses. Go after terrorists. Restructure country now. Afenifere tells Tinubu. Governor Otu appoints Obogo, Cross River NUJ chairman as Sanu Nasu to begin 7-day warning strike March 18th over 4 months withheld salaries. Stop blaming Buhari, Tinubu for present challenges. Ogulewe, hot directive to block phone lines or face legal action. Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project tells NCC. 3 trillion naira budget pardon. Senators split. Soldiers claim killing 20 IPOB fighters in Imo. Destroys 50 hideouts. Soldiers claim killing 20 IPOB fighters in Imo. Destroy 50 hideouts. Many trapped as a 5-story building collapses in Anambra. Edo APC, we've taken this. APC kicks as Adeleke approves replacement of ex-party chairman as king. Group petitions Tinubu over overbearing of SGF in Benue politics. Budget pardon. Diaspora group plans a protest for Akpabio's resignation. Samsung, the NDHAL to establish electronics assembly plants in Nigeria. UBA, African Guarantee Fund, NHIA holds a retreat, designs strategies to deepen health insurance. Electricity subsidy still in place, federal government. Stop giving excuses, go after terrorists, restructure country now, Afenifere tells Tinubu. The Sun publisher partners with schools to promote STEM studies among girls. 2026 World Cup qualifier, Rwanda to host Nigeria at newly refurbished stadium. As Enugu repositions for investment with geographical information systems. Demand for Transpower, FBNH drive NGX ASI up by 2.61%. That's the much we can take from the Sun newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning. From the Sun newspaper, we'll flip over to the Nation newspaper. Federal government targets 6,000 megawatts in 6 months. Omoto says book for presentation. Tinubu begins a probe of CBN's 30 trillion naira overdraft. Tinubu to dedicate 0.5% of GDP to R&D. Renewed hope agenda yielding fruits, says First Lady. Detained Cameroonians don't. Others seek reps' help. Kanu governor urges Tinubu to reopen land border. Bayelsa. Tribunal rejects Silva's request for members to rescue themselves. Tribunal rejects Silva's request for members to rescue themselves. Kidnapped victims regain freedom. Abductors flee from police in Anambra. Adeleke appoints another hour of Ibajo. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Nation newspaper this morning. Edo 2024, Justo for APC running mate begins. Makinde Oke's beaded crowns for Oniftiditi Elempe. Ondo APC governorship. Ayedatiwa, Jimo Ibrahim, Akinterima Oke. Others intensify consultations. ICPC investigator makes conflicting claims about Emefeli's alleged corruption. Atiku, Yari, Ningi, Mo New Party, SSANU, NASU declare warning strike over withheld salaries. Ondo 2024, Ayedatiwa set to seek fresh term. Detained KACCIMA ex-VP fails to meet bail terms. ICPC investigator, we've taken this. Police arrest 2 suspects. From the Nation newspaper, we'll flip over to Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Lapses in implementation of fixed cement price can cost auction sector expert. IM Minister over Youth Development Initiatives. Youth Minister over Youth Development Initiative. Festival in Niger. Ramadan. Council sensitizing international edutech partners. Niger South. Hands over to Ofodile. Troops. Kaduna government empowers 1,000 organization. Reps committee threatens sanction against Niger Delta. That's the mush we can take. You are listening to newspaper headlines on Ebon at the 103.5 FM. We'll now go for comeback.
Good news and wonderful opportunities here. Good traveling and countries and continents are Canada, Australia, healthcare, security, foreign universities.
Love my friend, energizing and refreshing. Love my friend, so aroma is so yummy. Love my friend, it's a friend for the family. Sweetie, sweetie, love my friend, yummy, yummy, love my friend. Love my friend, the family unique environment with nothing approved. Love my friend.